my name is Carrie Klaphake. I transferred here 4 years ago from Alexander Technical College. I applied a year and a half ago to work in career services as an intern. We had 4 intern positions available, and so they asked me if I would like to be the Outreach Programming Intern. So all year last year there was 4 of us. So we helped out with being the face at many resources here on campus. So we went to admitted student days, preview days. We did presentations for different classrooms, organizations, stuff like that. And we also critique resumes. We help with cover letters. We look over those. We help with mock interviews. We help students with job searching, whether they're incoming freshmen trying to find a job on campus, or if they want to search off campus, or if they're looking for internships or full-time employment too. We do have a handout on Career Services Center, so it basically goes through all the available resources that we do help students with. We help students if they're an incoming freshman, sometimes juniors even come in if they want to switch up their major. We can help students figure out what they want to major in, or if they have a major chosen, we help them figure out what type of career they might want to engage within that major. We have various support in this area here. For every single undergraduate major, we have a tip sheet available. So if we look, for example, someone who wants to go into meteorology, we have a really great program here at St. Cloud State. It basically goes over the overview of what the major looks like, some possible careers that you could do, or where you could work, in some resources, which in our URLs, but also within our research, our resource library here in our office. And so that's available for every single major here at St. Cloud State. Besides having tip sheets for every single major, we also have various handouts to help out students. So we have stuff about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the #1 professional networking site that we have available. But there's other things like top skills sought out by employers. If students aren't sure what they want to get their degree in, we do have different assessments that they can take. Our most popular is the focus assessment, and so it's basically broken into 4 parts. And so it takes a look at your interests, and it takes a look at what some of your goals are, and then it gives you feedback about possible careers that you could do, and then it lines it up with the SCSU major. So for many jobs, you'll have this long list, maybe of 30. So for every assessment you do, the list gets shorter of possible careers that might be a good fit for you. And so within one career, you have maybe 5 or 6 choices of a major that you could do. So students have flexibility, and so then they can always look at the undergraduate catalog and see what classes intrigue them the most. And so that's how they get really defined. There's also different assessments. We have 2 professional advisors here in our office who can help with Myers-Briggs, things like that. And so right now we're currently working on getting a new program, and so we're really excited to possibly implement that next year. So it's more on a wide base, and it'll help students from advising to careers. So it'll be a lot more involved, and it'll help students out in a much wider spectrum. Right now we do have available employment success statistics, and so we have one for bachelor's level and also master's level. And so right now it varies. These right now are 2009, 2010. It's something that we usually update every few years. After a student graduates from St. Cloud State, we do send out little postcards, and they basically fill out, okay, now that they're graduated, where are they at? Where are they working? And we take that information and we put it into a binder. So we have binders in our resource library from the past 3 years of students who give us that feedback. So it says what their major is, where they got a job, the city, the state, all that information, what their job position is, and then also sometimes they include how much money they make. So when students come in and they're like, well, I'm getting a degree in this, and I'm just wondering where SCSU alum are getting jobs at within this major, we point them to that resource. So it's really helpful because once you get one SCSU alum in a job, that networking is right there. So you're able to slide right in because they know with what major, what skills you gained and that type of thing, or what activities you got involved in. So for career decision counseling, they have to set up an appointment with either Haley, Laura, or Michelle. They primarily take those appointments. If they want to take a focus assessment, they can do that before they come in. If they want to do something like Myers-Briggs, they would have to come to our office, pay the only fee that we charge for in our office, which is $14, I believe, and then they're able to take that, and then when they make their appointment, we'll have their printed out evaluation. The only thing that I can think that our office charged for is mock interviews, and so sign-ups started this week, and so those interviews are at the end of the month, and it's only $5 for you to sit down and get that mock interview with the employer, so you get that first-hand experience, so you know what are some possible things you can work on when you're going in for an interview for an internship or a job. When students arrive here, I know from working at advising registration days, every student got a new student resource guide. This is available online too. But when you open it up on page 27, we basically get into the career development path. So for each year in school you are, there's different questions that you should be asking yourself. For the first year, some of them are obvious, especially when we're handling advising registration. One of them is to attend advising registration. When you're a freshman, you should be attending Main Street. You should be signing up to get more information about different organizations. You should be engaging in those organizations, taking up those leadership opportunities, because that's what employers are looking for. So every year, there's a new like checklist, you could say, or a new path that you could take. So especially when you get into your third year, you want to make sure that your resume shouldn't have anything from high school on it. You should start researching for those internships and things like that. Attending those job fairs. This morning at the job fair, I talked to an employer, and they were so impressed by freshmen already coming and making themselves stand out. When this campus has 17,000 students on it, something should be unique about you, and you have to get into that to have that experience and that networking available. So utilizing this would say is the best thing. Also, if you're a freshman, or if you utilize the link, no matter what year in school you are, use the link, because we do have a career planner in the back. And so within the career planner, there's so many different things that you can learn and that you can read about our office. We have a table of contents right in the front, so you'll be able to find whatever information you might need about our office. So if students have graduated and they're struggling to find a job, I would say they have a couple different resources or a couple different options that they can take to help find a job. First, I would say is if you don't have LinkedIn, get in LinkedIn. We have helpful tips that you can find on our website, but also in our resource library. How to add people. Having connections is what it's called, it's kind of like Facebook and Friends, but on LinkedIn it's connections. So having those connections and building up the amount of networking that you have really helps students out following various companies, so you get updates about open positions so you can apply for those positions. I've had an employer last spring contact me via LinkedIn saying, hey, I think you'd be a great candidate for this position. I wanted to encourage you to apply for it. And if it doesn't turn out, we would love to find you another job. And so just getting on there, making sure you have a full profile picture, making sure that your face, you have a good picture, professional picture, there is really important, and making sure it's so easy to fill out your LinkedIn profile. You just have to upload your resume and it fills it right out. Another way to secure a job, or not necessarily secure a job, but find a job after you graduate. If you're having a tough time, go in and contact employers saying that you're interested in doing an informational interview or a job shadow. Basically what you would do is you contact the employer, most of the time via email. Sometimes you can give them a call, say, I'm really interested about what your company does and what your role is in this company. I know blah blah blah. So you basically research the company and say, I know you guys do this type of thing, but I want to learn more about what you do. And so you go in, job shadow, or ask questions for this employer, find out what they do, create that general relationship with them, and then find out at the end of the day, do you guys have any opportunities for any internships opening up or any employment that you'll have available, because I really like working here or anything like that. So So it's good to have quite a few informational interviews set up so you can work in different companies. If you feel comfortable there, tell them that. Say, I feel really great. I think I would do really good at this because of these reasons. And so is there any way that I could get a chance to engage in that? So that would be a great option too.